In a few minutes, you're going to hear from an 11-year-old girl whose health suffered as a result of repeated physical and verbal attacks from a classmate. It's a trauma called bullying. Rather than let someone else ruin her life, however, Morgan started an anti-bullying foundation and became a nationally renowned advocate against intimidation and harassment. I admire Morgan's courage. I'm not sure how many of us at her age would have been as strong. At the same time, I'm outraged, as all of us should be, that her story is not that unusual in Kentucky. Bullying is a problem. It is a big problem. 1 in 4 Kentucky students ages 12 to 18 reported being bullied at school in 2011. And schools recorded over 15,000 incidents of bullying in Kentucky during the 2012-2013 school year. Folks, that's like 1 incident during every 4 minutes of a school day. It's long past time for us to get more aggressive in responding. Today, we're taking a big step. I'm creating a panel called the Kentucky Youth Bullying Prevention Task Force, and I'm tasking it with creating safer, harassment-free school environments. The task force will have 22 members. By studying bullying and recommending practices and policies to prevent and respond to it, the panel will help empower students and root out intimidation and harassment. A few weeks ago, I received a letter from Education Commissioner Terry Holliday and Secretary Audrey Taze Haynes, who leads the Cabinet for Health and Family Services, that outlined the impacts of bullying on students and urged me to create this panel. In answer to their suggestions, the Youth Bullying Prevention Task Force will analyze existing laws and policies, interview school professionals, other experts, and bullying victims, collect training and resource materials, and report back to me by November 15, 2015. Its report will include findings and recommendations for policy initiatives and school practices. Secretary Haynes and Commissioner Holliday will serve on the task force as its co-chairs. And we have others, an array of school, youth, safety, and community officials. While I have set that date at the end of 2015 as the date for a final report, we obviously have a legislative session coming up this January. And I am instructing the task force to begin their work immediately, and if there are any issues that should be addressed in the upcoming session, to please come forward with those recommendations by that time. Folks, we have a lot at stake. Research suggests that 1 out of every 10 high school dropouts cites bullying as the main reason for leaving school. And bullying is a significant contributing factor in many teen suicides and suicide attempts. In an era where new technology and social media platforms have opened up new avenues for harassment, we need to be even more aggressive in addressing this problem. Today is a start. Now let me introduce a student who will serve on this task force and who I referenced in my remarks, Morgan Guess of Paducah. Morgan.
Three years ago, when I was just 8 years old, I was bullied by a classmate. She pulled my hair, pinched me on the back of the neck, and even threw her shoulder into my back. She isolated me from all my friends, and I felt all alone. I experienced stomach spasms and panic attacks. My doctor diagnosed me as clinically depressed and prescribed antidepressants. He even suggested that I leave school. It was a scary time for me and my family. My mom told me that bad things are going to happen in life, and I can choose to blame others, to ignore it, or to be a part of the solution. I chose to be a part of the solution, and so is our governor. Our commitment to standing up for what is right is why I am proud to be a Kentuckian. Our state leads the nation in teen suicide attempts, and kids as young as 7 are now self-harming. 160,000 kids do not go to school every day because they are afraid. I know firsthand that kids who are afraid do not learn. Our governor is saying that we can do better. I believe in him and in us. I am grateful to have the opportunity to serve on the statewide task force and look forward to working with others who are passionate about improving the culture for all Kentuckians, especially young people. I am happy to tell you I am no longer being bullied and I no longer have to take medicine. My mom and dad were my advocates, and because of them, I know now that I have a voice and I can use it for good. One person can make a difference, but together we can change the world.
Anybody have any questions? Okay.
The timing again, Governor, the final report's by November 15, 2015, but if they have something ready.
If they come up with some ideas that they feel they're ready to move forward with, obviously we want them to come forward so that we can address those in the upcoming session.
I know, didn't Kentucky pass some anti-bullying legislation in the past couple of years? Maybe I think it was like 2008, maybe. So what's prompting this now? What did they not, that is lacking, I guess, that you think we need to look at this again?
Well, as Commissioner Holliday and Secretary Haynes pointed out in their letter to me, this is still a tremendous problem. And while we have taken some steps in the past to address it, we still don't have as comprehensive an approach as we should have to make a big difference for our kids. When you've got in essence, one of these incidents every 4 minutes of the school day, that is a tremendous problem. When you have these incidents of bullying contributing to teen suicides and attempted suicides, that's a huge problem. So we're going to take a comprehensive look at this and hopefully come up with some other avenues and other tools that will give us a comprehensive set of solutions.
Will this include cyber bullying, bullying on computers?
Yes.
Yes, I think
Yes.
we're hoping to look at the spectrum and look at the gaps, you know, to your question, why hasn't what we've done so far been working? So.
Anybody else?
I know you talked earlier about, you know, if there's anything that pressing that is discovered, that it needs to be brought forward sooner rather than later so the legislature can look at it. But the fact that this report is going to be due to you in November and you're going to leave office, are you afraid that, you know, it might be just another one of these task force reports that disappears on a shelf somewhere?
No, because of the subject matter. I think that everybody in this state is concerned about this issue, and certainly the legislature is, as well as this governor, and I'm sure whoever the next governor will be will have a similar interest. We have legislators on this task force, and I think that's going to provide the continuity that we need to address anything in the session in 2016 that we don't get to address in 2015.
And how did you, I guess, meet Morgan, and how did you guys get connected? And
Well, I actually met her mother, Susan over here, who's a banker in Paducah, several years ago, and was so impressed with her that I appointed her on the Murray State Board of Regents. And then she started talking with me about this issue because of Morgan's experience, and the discussions expanded from there.
When will the task force start and who will chair it?
The chairs will be Commissioner Holliday and Secretary Haynes, and it'll start immediately. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great job. You're going to be a big help to us.